So in this video, we're going to talk about why adult people feel alone. Adult people are someone who is like have graduated, have finished their studies and got into the job and all these things, right? And that's what adult people are, right? Once you finish all the studies, right, you get into this job and all these things, and then you kind of spend around 8 to 9 years. Sorry, 8 to 9 years. No, I'm so sorry for that. You spend around 8 to 9 hours working, and after spending around 8 to 9 hours working, you're exhausted, right? That's a day-to-day routine, and you come home, you kind of eat your dinner or something, and then you sleep, right? Because you're exhausted, and this kind of routine continues for like 5 to 6 days a week. And after all this routine, what happens is 5 to 6 days a week, right? So suppose there is like weekends off, but still, at weekends you won't feel like that much energetic. You won't feel like that because you're probably exhausted a week working, and then at weekends, usually the adult people, they regenerate themselves. They re-energize themselves actually. They re-energize themselves by, taking rest, sleeping more, and not doing that much of a thing, right? That's what weekends for adult people are, and that's a fact. Like people don't feel like going out or doing something extra, doing something. It doesn't feel like that, right? Because you're probably exhausted doing all the working and all these things, right? They don't get time to meet other people, right? They don't get time to meet their friends or someone else, right? That's what happened. That's what usually the routine of adult people looks like, and that happened to everyone actually. And after all of this, the things which happens is, suppose let's imagine you have some sort of friends, right? Back in those days, you used to meet on a regular basis. You and your friend are not getting aligned with the calendars, right? What it means is, like, suppose you have off on weekends. Some of the people don't have off on weekends. They have like a contract based thing. People who usually are on the ship and all these things, I guess they have probably this kind of things. They have contract based work, right? They have, I don't know, they have Sundays or something, but they have this different off days, right? They have like on yearly, in one year they have to go around for some months or something, and then they come back. And so that's what happened, right? And due to all of this, the you and the people, the people means the connections you have, they don't tend to meet often. They don't meet often. And when people don't meet, when people get into all this job and all these things, that's the main thing which happens. Like people gets less and less of meeting with the people they know, because they don't have time and they are exhausted, right? They don't understand this in the beginning, but after a certain while they start to understand that, oh my god, I'm getting lonely, right? This is something which later on, this gets struck to their head. This is what happens. This is what the routine of the adult people looks like. It's scary actually. So that's why a lot of people who graduate and finish the college and go into all these jobs and all these things, right, they usually feel a lot lonelier. It's not because it just they don't have time to meet the people they know, I guess. That's what happens to a lot of people. And this cycle goes continuing, and what happens at the end, I will tell you. Imagine you turn around 60 or something, 60 to 80-year-old people. What they feel like is the people they know, they are scattered all across the world. They are scattered all across the world, and they don't have anyone to meet, because the people they know, they have shifted to different places, different cities, different states, different countries across all the world. So the people who are at 60 to 80-year-old, they are a lot lonelier. Believe me or not, they are they feel heavy loneliness. And that is what happens, because the routine which you have, the routine which people, when they get out of this college, all this, once they finish the studies and all these things, right, when they get into job and all these things, they are so much busy in their job and all these things. And I get it. It's completely normal. Obviously you are working 8 to 9 hours, so it's obvious to get busy in your work, right? But the socializing factor gets eliminated from their routine, I guess. And that is something which happens to a lot of people, and they feel heavily lonely once they get into a job. If you ask someone, school or college person, do you feel lonely, they will be like, no man, I don't feel lonely. The people who get into job and all these things, there are a majority of the people who feel lonely. And that's because they are into, and what happens to all of this, when you get into job and all these things, after that you continue this routine for like until you are retired or something, I guess. And after that, what? And after that, you feel heavily lonely. There are people from 60 to 80-year-old, they feel a lot loneliness. And that's because there is something which is missing from your routine. If anyone new is watching this video, please hit the subscribe button. It will mean a lot to me. Which is the number one important point, which is socialization. There is the solution for this, guys. If anyone is watching this video and you're feeling the same way, guys, don't worry. There is the best solution which I'm going to give you right now, which is the solution for this is, to have a calendar. And in that calendar, you need to schedule 2 days, which I'm going to show you on my screen right now. Let's say, take Sunday, I guess. Sunday, and let's take Tuesday or Wednesday. Let's take around Wednesday or Thursday. Whatever you choose. It's up to you guys. But I have chosen Sunday and Wednesday. On that day you can add an activity or something which can be, now this might literally sound stupid, but believe me, it works. Which is like playing an online game or something. I know I'm not into gaming, but and on that Sunday and Wednesday thing, what you can do is you can actually, on Sunday you can actually put around some timing or something, which is on, share this calendar with them on, and on Sunday you can meet them, you can follow this calendar. And this is something which is, and even if you are exhausted, just do it on Sunday. If you put up the meeting kind of event or something, and on Wednesday, Thursday, you can kind of, if you want, you can add a Zoom call or something, which is a good way, because that way you will have that important factor in your routine, which is socialization, right? If you remove that from your routine, and if you are into that job and work, I'm not against that, okay? If someone is watching this video and he's talking about this guy probably hates that kind of thing, I don't hate that, but it just usually minimize the time which you spend meeting people, I guess. So that's why it's a bit, hectic. Not hectic, I'm saying, but it just, so this is what you can do. Like, you can use the schedule calendar. Google Calendar is probably the best thing you can do, and you can follow this. And there are times when you can cancel out if you have anything else to do, but on the majority of the time you can just use this, and things will work, I guess. This is something which is not this is something which a lot of people, I got this technique from when I was watching a podcast or something, and you know, I one time met this might sound a little bit weird, but I one time met a a college secretary or something, and he was like the mentor of the college actually, and he also told the same thing. He was like, you know what, I yeah, we sometimes meet, and then the work kind of continues. So he was like the big head, type of person. Yeah, that he also follows the same thing, I guess. I'm not sure, but he also told something similar to that. That we means he and his friend sometime meets, and then things goes on. Like the work and all these things. And this the technique which I'm telling you is from a podcast which it's something it's an advice which I heard from a YouTuber or something. I don't remember. This was the advice given to a person who was specialist in mental health or something, a therapist, I guess. And she was giving the advice on like you can book a calendar or something, and that was amazing, right? Because I was watching a podcast or something. I don't remember it, I guess. Yeah, it was like a podcast or something. I don't remember actually right now. But yeah, I listened. I kind of got this advice from a therapist, an online therapist actually. I mean, she was doing a video or something on YouTube, and I just watched it, and that was pretty cool, I guess, which you can apply in your day-to-day life, right? And yes, it will minimize the loneliness which you feel, right? Because a lot of adult people feel very lonely, and if you start doing this kind of thing, things will get better. You can use this, and what you can do is you can actually it's a genuine thing which is going to happen. I don't know when. I don't know the date of it, but we are here to solve the biggest problem in the world, which you're going to see in upcoming future. Okay, it's going to be a big bang. Okay, we are going to make a dent in the universe. I'm not joking, but yes, we are going to. I don't know how we are going to do it, but we are here to solve the biggest problem in the world. That's why this channel is for. It's for something which is it's not something for views or something. It's not something for. It's something more. That this channel is for, and that's what I want to say. If you are. I wouldn't tell you to subscribe this channel, it's up to you, but hope you do subscribe the channel. Yeah, that's the thing.